back to catch tonight's heavily contested matchup versus the Chicago Bulls. Now, if you recall the first matchup, Calipari's first #1 draft pick put his team on his shoulders and led them to victory. Now tonight, will his second #1 draft pick be able to return the favor? And I have a question for all of you guys out there. Has Chicago replaced Cleveland as the Wizards' arch nemesis?
And I thought they came out, our guys came out tonight, both offensively and defensively. You know, this is probably by far John's best game in terms of the pace of the game from an offensive standpoint. And that makes a world of difference. For us to score 60 in the first half was based on our pace of play. And it's just not fast break layups. It's, you know, ball's knocked out of bounds, the ball's thrown into him, he's pushed the ball up into the front court. Now we got 20 seconds on the shot clock to really run our offense. And against good teams like that, you have to have the ability to pass the ball. And that's been something that we haven't done a good job with, and tonight John was excellent. You know, and we just, in the second half, he didn't change that in the second half. The ball stuck in our hands too much. You know, we didn't make the extra pass right away and got us in a little bit of trouble that we got to stay away from. But our effort, both ends of the floor tonight, was outstanding.
The biggest key is to make sure we play physical and make sure we hit Gasol and Noah whenever possible, just to get them uncomfortable. And I think our bigs did a tremendous job of guarding them, made it tough for them, making them put the ball on the floor, try to make tough hook shots over them and everything like that, and the rest of us crashed to the board. So you definitely took your hat off to our bigs.
So we haven't had time to look at film. We didn't look at film yesterday, and you know, with the back-to-back, we probably don't get time to look at it tomorrow. So we just got to find ways to make the game easy for everyone, and the guys are just missing their shots right now.
I think we were just patient. I mean, we had a lot of pace into the game, and we got stagnant a little bit at the point where we had a lot of pace, but we was holding the ball, not moving it. But the way our defense played tonight, we had an opportunity to stop their run at times when we wasn't making shots, and that was key for us.
And what they bring to the table on Sunday.
Well, we got to look at what we did. We was a close game with those guys for the last 5 minutes again, so we got to look what coach is going to tell us about film and make our adjustments to guarding those guys. And I think our defense is a lot better than what it was when we played those guys early in the season.
We won like 22 out of the last 24, so I mean they're extremely hot. So we gotta just do the same thing we did tonight. Just come out and play the same way, move the ball, share the ball, and it starts on the defensive end as well. So whenever we just have to come out locked in, ready to go, and view it as a playoff game.
Brandy, was this in any way kind of implementing what you guys what happened over that road trip, or were you guys down the stretch struggling a little bit tonight, kind of keeping you on?
For sure. I think the biggest thing for us is we stay poised. We know we got up to double-digit leads several times throughout the game, and they came back within a few points. But we know that teams are going to go on runs, and with a great team like that, you can always expect that. But I think we did a great job retaliating and getting that lead back up to double digits whenever possible.
Wizards split the series tonight, bringing it to 1-1. And John Wall definitely did return the favor to the tune of 16 points and 12 assists. And tonight, as I sat in the Verizon Center, I heard the chants of MVP emanate from every corridor in the arena. And you know what? I have to agree that he has arrived. This is Janee Hayes for the Roundball Report. Now back to the studio.
Great job, Janee, and thanks to our cameraman, Ron Owens. And now we're here in the studio with Kelsey Nelson and Brandy Sims, and they had an incredible game against Chicago, big statement game, but then laid an egg against Atlanta, so it was a missed bag over the weekend. And as we were saying in the green room, people have to start taking the Hawks seriously. They were up by 3.5 games in the Eastern Conference for the #1 seed.
Right. The Wizards literally got killed. I remember watching that game. I was at a conference on Sunday, and I was watching the game. It was, 120-89. It was embarrassing for them, especially coming off the Bulls' big win. But the Hawks, like you said, need to be taken seriously. They've won 22 of 24 games. Like, there's a reason why they're that good. And I thought the size difference would help the Wizards, but it kind of, helped the Hawks just because they couldn't guard them. It was just like a three-point clinic, and the Wizards, just looked really bad.
And Brandy, what is the coach? Is it Budenholzer? I think he came from San Antonio, the Atlanta Hawks coach. I think his name is Budenheiser or something like that. But anyway, I'll go along with it. Trust me on that one. But the Hawks, I mean, no, because they don't have a superstar. They don't have one superstar. They've got Al Horford. They've got the what's the guy, the power forward?
Millsap.
They've got Millsap, and they've got Jeff Teague at the point guard, and they've got a bunch of role players playing the San Antonio system in the Eastern Conference, and they're just putting in major work. Them in Toronto, nobody is giving them any love right now.
I know who the assistant coach is for Atlanta Hawks. Charles Lee played at Quincy Orchard High School. He was assistant at Bucknell, and over the summer he got a job as an assistant with the Atlanta Hawks. Like I say, he's a local Montgomery County guy. Part of that those Atlanta Hawks franchise that's really tearing up the league right now.
Okay. So, Kelsey, okay. So, was he in San Antonio? No. Anyway,
Actually, he did. He tried out for the Spurs.
No, I'm talking about the coaching pedigree. The system that they're running that's getting them out front. Kelsey, we'll give you a shot. So the Hawks, we got the Hawks in Toronto are 1-2. The Wizards in Chicago are right there at 3-4, and Cleveland is trying to build up the arms race. What's your thought about? Do you think that the King is really injured, or you think he was laying out because he wasn't happy with what he's like? Why should I be playing on these arthritic knees at 29?
Right.
Actually, he just turned 30.
30.
He just turned 30. When we're not playing the right way, and they made some major moves last week. Picked up J.R. Smith and what's the other kid from
Iman Shumpert.
Shumpert, and they traded 2 number 1s from Timothy Moskov, who played for their coach over in Russia, but the results haven't really manifested himself on the court so far. What are your thoughts about that trade?
I think the trade is good. LeBron, I don't think he's really hurt. I think he's just hurt. He's always hurt in certain situations, but I think the trade is going to benefit them better and to the team LeBron wants to be and the team that Cleveland, brought him in back to be.
And do you think he's pulling a power play diva type move, Brandy?
I think he just wants to give some limelight to Kyrie Irving.
Those Dookies, they need to get their shot.
We don't need it. We earn it. How about that?
Yeah. So exactly how many playoff games has he played in?
That's right. Don't worry about it. That's minutiae right now. He's still early in his career. That's okay. He's going to be a perennial all-star.
He said, Kyrie, I'm going to take the year off. This is your show.
All you.
Well, he got the All-Star game and be playing with those All-Stars.
And see, he wins and gets MVP of that. Hello.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they played more than one game during the season. It's an 82 game schedule.
But listen, even with that, Coach Blatt made the comment, I think, a couple of days ago that Kevin Love isn't a max level player. What does that do for team chemistry? It's true. When
you're trying to get the max out of that player.
Like, is he, Kelsey, do you think that he's just caught in a system where he can't thrive and they just haven't started to learn each other? But if that is the case, what type of effect do you think that type of statement is going to have on Kevin Love?
Right. If my coach said that about me, I don't know how I would play. And obviously, you want your team to believe in them. Even the Knicks, I'm sure their coach believes in them. We all, even though they're struggling. But as Kevin Love, if I want to do better, I need him to say that. And Kevin Love is a great player, so to say that would injure me. And I really hope he bounces back from that.
Yeah, but Brandy, in all honesty, and that's one of the things I concern myself about with Kyrie and Kevin Love was it's easy to put up big numbers while you're losing because the numbers don't matter. Somebody's got to score points.
Right.
You're losing by 20 points, but if you're going to score about 80, 85 a night, somebody's got to score 25 or 30 of those points. And Kevin Love, if you are really a max type player, even in the competitive Western Conference, you should at least make the playoffs, sniff the playoffs one time. They haven't even been close throughout his career in Minnesota.
Right. I think a lot of people thought once, LeBron went from Miami to Cleveland, the big three in Cleveland, that was really going to be a big force. But we're seeing that maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be.
And as we take it out west, Golden State, and it's another team. People, I'm still not buying that style for the postseason. I mean, they're great to watch. They're very entertaining. It's tough to catch on the second night of a back-to-back, especially in Golden State. But are you a believer that they're actually the #1 team in the league right now?
No, I agree with you. I think it's working now, but as the season continues, I don't see it continuing. But I guess that's a positive for the Wizards, coming since they did struggle against West Coast teams, that hopefully they can go back to the West Coast and continue that style of play.
But Golden State's a good team. I mean,
I'm not questioning they're a good team, but are they the best team in the league?
And Curry. That's still
that's the issue.
I think the jury's still out, but they do have enough talent to make a run.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, but is it? But the arms race we were talking about, everybody's getting ready for Okafor. We saw the Knicks do some dumping, and Boston said, "Hey, wait a minute, we got some. We can trade our last few guys." What do you think about the trade moves that happened last week? With the Knicks jumped off. They got rid of J.R. Smith and Shumpert. The Celtics made a few trades. Did the Jeff Green trade go through?
I think it went through.
Yeah, they shipped him out to Memphis. That's going to be huge for Memphis.
Yeah.
Who got shipped out to Memphis?
Jeff Green.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. Jeff Green leaving the Celtics. I mean, I don't know why if you're the Celtics, why you trading Jeff Green, because he was the man on that team from what I saw.
They're trying to win the lottery.
Jeff Green was doing some big things in Boston. And for them to, let him go, I think was a huge mistake for them.
Brandy's doing big things for the Sentinel. You're doing PG and Montgomery.
Montgomery
County,
and Prince George's County. And you can follow me on Twitter at BLS1969.
And Kelsey, they can catch you right here. Great job as always. That's going to do it for this edition. I know you enjoyed it. It was informative and action-packed. And you can look forward for more discussion on the latest activities on the local high school, college, and professional basketball front on future shows.
And remember, if it's happening on the court, we will definitely be around the ball. And for all of you aspiring hoop stars out there, remember that getting your education is the first step to making your hoop dreams come true. So until next time, I'm Janee Hayes.
And I'm Andrew Dyer for the Roundball Report. Good night.